अंतरिक्षगुं शान्तिः पृथिवी शान्तिरापः शान्तिरोषधयः शान्तिः वनस्पतयः शान्तिर्विश्वे देवाः शान्तिर्ब्रह्म शान्तिः सर्वगुं शान्तिः शान्तिरेव शान्तिः सामा शान्तिरेधि. Om Namah Shivaya. Salutations to Amma, the presence of here. And I remember all pervading consciousness within us. Pranams to all dignitaries and guests gathered here. So just now I chanted this mantra from Shukla Yajurveda. This is a famous Shanti mantra. We call it Shanti mantra, which tells about the connection between environment and the beingness, the consciousness. So it goes like this: Om Dyauho Shantirantariksham. There be peace in the sky, peace in the atmosphere, the earth, in the water, in the plants and trees, and all deities, devatas, be in peaceful state. And the supreme consciousness, which is peace itself, and all others be in peace. And that peace come to me. Sa ma shanti redhi. So you can see the depth of the understanding, connection between the consciousness. Consciousness, I say, the supreme consciousness, which is all-pervading, which we believe as the ultimate cause of the creation. So I think you got the idea from which viewpoint I am going to talk. You see, I am coming from Himalayas. So it was introduced here. Now, more than 25 years, I am staying in Himalayas and teaching there our traditional knowledge, which we say as scriptures, shastras. And I am coming from the state of Uttarakhand, where the High Court declares the Ganga, Yamuna, and other rivers connected to these main rivers as the LLE, living legal entities. Actually, this declaration, the first declaration of its kind in India. and second in the world. That is, you know. And I am coming from the state where the tree lover, environmentalist Sundar Lal Bahuguna lives. And the state where the mothers and sisters tie Rakhi to the trees. So they consider trees as brothers. Maybe this is a new information for you. So they have a Rakhi day. So that day they celebrate tying Rakhi with the trees and they hug the trees. Okay? And I'm coming from that region where our well-known medical scientist Charaka lived. You know, Rudraprayag, one of the districts in Uttarakhand, the nearby Rudraprayag, there is a village called Charaka, where this Charaka lived. And above all, the Rishi Bhagiratha, who did penance for thousands of years. Now, I am talking with some scientific connections. So, you may ask, how can a human being do penance, tapasya for thousands of years? You see, it is a secret of the scriptures. If you study Mimamsa, this number 1000 and the year that we count, they have different method of counting years. So it starts from 1 week and 1 month and 1 6 month we called Ayana and 1 Samvatsara. In different contexts, this year become all those things. So any of this can be the year. So Paksha can be year, Masa can be year. So this way we have to see. So you can find these details from internet because I have only, I think, what is the time? Okay. So I will just introduce the subject, that's all, and give some reference, something like this. So you find this in the scriptures that there is different calculation of years. So in this way, he did penance for 1000 years and he brought the mother Ganga, river Ganga, down to the earth from Vishnupada. Okay. So now, what is the connection between our culture and environment? How our great culture, which we call as Sanadhana Dharma, everlasting practice of or everlasting lifestyle. I am using this word as lifestyle because you don't understand when we say dharma. So there are many meanings. So lifestyle is called dharma. Yeah. Religion is one part of that lifestyle. Religion gives some guidelines for the life. Okay. Now, the first thing I want to say is ecology. So what does it mean? What is all about this ecology? What is the understanding of ecology in our culture? So ecology is a study of exchange of energy and matter between living things and non-living things of environment, what we say as environment. Actually, this is the definition of environment. So our religion, our cultures knew there is some connection between living beings and non-living beings, especially human beings. You wonder, one of our major Upanishads, that is Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. If you get chance to study this Upanishad, you must study. That is the largest Upanishad we got, and it is connecting complete, no, we can say the all life with environment and with the consciousness, everything. So it says, who is responsible for the changes in environment? We say 5 elements. Who is responsible for creation? Who is responsible for changes in the creation, good and bad? It says human beings are the responsible for the changes. So it says Purusho Vava Akshitihi. So you need a elaborate study and research on this subject. I suggest you, if any of you are interested in this subject, please try to find out how these human beings are related to environment, how they have the responsibility. It is very interesting. So they declare very certainly, there is no doubt. So it says, Purusho Vava Akshiti. The human being has everything, and the changes can happen from human beings, with the deeds of human beings, not from any other living beings or non-living beings. So this is one important point. Now, we know what we are doing is, why we are here, why we gathered here to discuss on this ecology and environmental changes. And we know that our culture, that which I say as lifestyle, Indian lifestyle or Bharatiya Sanskriti, how the culture protected this environment for so long. If you take the history of 500 years and you compare with this history by 5,000 years, you will find the difference. In 500 years, what happened to our environment, and the 5,000 years we were living in this planet, and how they protected it. So this is another subject, how they protected it. there were so many rules to protect. So they were so much connected to these 5 elements. The rishis, they were worshipping these 5 elements as god and goddesses. So this worship, when we say worship, worship is a part of religious practice. But worship is not only part of religious practice. Worship is a culture. Worship is a life leading to moksha. So how it is possible? So they were worshipping these 5 elements. Now in New Age studies or New Age understanding, we say worshipping rivers, worshipping trees and mountains. What does it mean? This is all nonsense. What is there in that? So we worship Ganga as Mother Ganga. We worship Himalaya as Father. So we worship sun, moon, water. So what does it mean? You see, this gives a respect towards that. And when we respect something, somebody, we take care of that. Because we are one with that. And why we respect? Why the need to respect? So we love and respect from where we get some benefits. Okay? From where we get some benefit, we love to that person or thing. So now, you see, the sun rises and gives energy. And the rishis knew that sunlight is everything. Sunlight is the source of energy. Sunlight is the source of life itself. If there is no sunlight, we can't sustain. So they used to worship. That's all. This worship is a thank-giving process. So in the morning, they do Sandhya Vandana, morning prayers. They used to worship. And when you see the mantras, no, what they chant in the Sandhya prayers, it's wonderful. They say, oh sun, you gives us energy and you promote us for work and you are enlightening our intelligence. So something like they pray. So this way they worship water and they worship earth. When we wake up in the morning, some of you must be knowing that we touch the ground and pray, O Mother Earth. So when you have this feeling as mother, you see this word mother is it's great. You know, because in this ashram you know the importance of this mother word. When we use word mother, it is everything. The greatness is completed. The ultimate sense of greatness is there in this word, mother, Amma. So when we call it a river as Amma, mother, the all information, all connection is established there. Now you cannot pollute a river calling it Amma, you cannot disturb a river calling it Amma. You see how they connected this. Now we are making so many rules. There is long discussion and like conferences, but nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. Because rules are there, against that there is provision for petition also. So you can go against that, and in the court it may take years. So you can do whatever you want until the decision comes. But in this case, you cannot do that. And why we believe in this? What is the reason for believing in this concept? You see, when we believe in God or this motherhood of the environment, we are bound to it. We are so much bound, we cannot go against it, and always we remember it. Its benefit we are getting it. I don't think in any of our schools and colleges this concept is taught. The benefit we are getting from the earth, water and atmosphere, air, we are not counting it. If you count it, definitely you will protect it and try to save it. So something is wrong with our understanding. Now another concept in our culture is yatha pindande tatha brahmande. So whatever there in this individual beings, it is there in the environment. It is affected with that. So environment affects the organism. So the organism affects the environment. Yatha brahmande tada pindande. Another way, yada pindande tatha brahmande. Now you see, there is pollution in the environment. The ecology is affected. And when the river is polluted, when water is polluted or air is polluted, who is affected? When the water is polluted, is water is affected with the pollution? Is air is polluted? The air is affected with the pollution? No. When the water is polluted, you are affected with the pollution. You are suffering of the pollution. When the air is polluted, you are suffering. Now, if you want to get rid of this problem, you are the responsible to do something against it. Because when we see the nature, water is not changed. Water is holding H2O only. Okay? It has not changed. And air is not changed because it is still having oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen and everything. And trees and mountains are not changed. Now who is changing? Who is making all these changes? We are the human beings. Even the cattle, the animals, they have not changed. We are changing them. We are changing the water. We are changing the air. We are changing the planet. you see how much strength we have. And why we do all these things? Because we want more to enjoy. More to enjoy, and we want to live longer. We want everything very fast, immediately. We want to enjoy because we are afraid of death. We don't know when we are going to die. So before that, we want to get everything. So this too much desire, too much wanting is leading us to this situation. Now we are unable to control it. The river Yamuna is one of the most polluted rivers in the world. We know stories of Yamuna, how beautiful it was. So, in the Yamunotri, starting from Yamunotri till Haryana border, it is unpolluted. But after that, when it enters into Delhi region, the pollution starts. Now you cannot enter into that river and take the water or touch the water. It's unbelievable. So we are doing everything for the country, and the government or the people are completely unable to control this pollution. Why? What is the need? How it is happening? You know all these things. So we have to understand what is there in Pindanda and that is there in Brahmanada. So both are connected. So this connection we must know. What we think, it is reflected in the environmental changes. We say we get good air, we feel very relaxed and happy. The oxygen, if we get good air, we put all these ACs for that. Because once the air is completely polluted, you have no chance to get good air for your breath. So we have to think very seriously. Now, the other thing we want to discuss here is how our rishis foresee the changes in the environment, and they made certain rules. And they saw the consciousness in all creation. That is very important. Now, what we think is, we think we are only the beings in this planet. Everything is made for us. That is also for me, not for everybody. So we try to collect and explore the elements for us. We are not giving respect to even for the animals around us. So what about the elements? We are not giving respect to the trees around us. We cut the trees unnecessarily. You may ask the question, the rishis were not cutting the trees? They were cutting the trees. But there was a system of doing that. You know, the Shukla Yajurveda, the first mantra and first wordings of Shukla Yajurveda starts a praise of trees. Ishetva, urjetva. It starts like that. what is the context is, they need a branch like this, like 4.5 feet, a branch, a piece of wood they need from a tree. And this priest goes to that tree and doing some ritual and puja and asking the tree, please you do allow me to cut one of your branch for this purpose. And what is the praise? You are the great. Praising the tree, it says, Ishetva Urjetva. So you are glorious. You are great. You please give me this branch for my purpose. So then only they can cut the green tree, though even the branch. And Manusmriti, there is a prohibition, we say Nishedha. If you cut a tree, green tree, that is papam, it is sin. And there is no praschittam for that. So wood can be used. We need wood. Vriksha, the word itself defines that vrichanad vrikshaha, which is to be cutted. Vrichanat. But there was some rules and there was some relation established when they cut the trees. So it says, Indanartham ashushkanam dhrumanam avapatanam atmartham cha kriyarambho nindidannadanam tatha. So this is a nishedha, prohibition. If you cut a green tree, it is papam. You cannot cut that. And if you cut a tree only for your purpose, individual purpose, that is also a upapadam, secondary sin. So if you cut a tree, it must be used for the social benefit, and only you can cut the trees which is dried. The life is over, then you can cut it. Otherwise, no. And then it says, why you should not cut the trees? Because it says in Atharva Veda, Unmunjanti vivaruna ugraya vishadushini. So they use the word vishadushini, very direct meaning. Because these trees can remove pollution. Only the trees can purify the air. And you need the air, oxygen for your life. So you should not cut the green trees. You see how directly they understood the connection there. Now we say we found out oxygen in certain ages and year of. But they knew this connection. There was some connection. And that is also in daytime you can cut the trees, not in the night. Because we know that night trees prepare their food. So they are busy with their life. So their sustainability is affected if you cut the trees in the night. And then when we see another thing, what is the day-to-day life of a Sanadhana Dharmavalampi, that is, we say who follow the practices of the Indian culture. So there are the rules, how to take bath in the river. I don't think any of you know this. So before taking bath, there is a prayer. Before entering to the river, there is a prayer. And then we enter into the river, touching the water. And with the prayers, we take bath. And bath also, especially without detergent, using soap and other things. And you cannot wash your dirty cloth in the water. This is a special thing you must know from this. So if you want to wash your clothes, dirty clothes, you must wash outside, then you enter into the river. No spitting. And you cannot use the soap in the body. So this was the rule, because to protect the river. You know, when we use detergents in the river, the water is polluted and we cannot clean it. There is no way we found to clean it. So all these developments, scientific developments are happening, but we are unable to stop the pollution. Pollution is still continuing. If you ask you somebody told me, if you ask some manufacturing factories or the management or the research students who are doing the research on pollution, they say, what is the solution for the pollution? They say the solution for the pollution is dilution. You understand this dilution? The solution for the pollution is dilution. So when it is diluted, we will not find the pollution, but the pollution is still there. You know more than me, because I am staying in such a place, I have very less access to all this modern research and things. But I was informed this way. So you just think about that. We are polluting every day so much, and we have no solution for that. Only we are discussing and teaching and learning, that's all. And after the exam, once the mark sheet and we got the certificate, everything is safe. So we do jobs for our life. So we have to see how to take bath in the rivers and how they were protecting the rivers this way. And it says, if you pollute the river, Mutram va purisham va ganga tire karodiyaha na drishta nishkridistasya kalpa kodi shatairapi. If you pollute the water, there is no way you can come out of that sin, even in thousands of years. It means it is very, very wrong to do that. It is Padma Purana says. So I am just introducing these things to you that you may take over it and study deeper into this subject, how our culture is connected to this. So if you see Upanishads, this is one of the important part of our Veda and Vedic culture. Upanishads see everything differently. It's a fourth dimension. There is a vision, something beyond our intellectual understanding. They say, the famous Upanishads, already I quoted, Brihadaranyaka, it says, Yap prithivyam tishthan, yam prithvi na veda, yasya prithvi shariram, yap prithivyam andaro yamayati, sate atmandaryam amritaha. That consciousness, that supreme being dwells in this earth, Earth is a body for that being, supreme being, consciousness. And this earth does not know that the supreme being is dwelling in me. So this is the concept. So we say, Ishvara sarva bhutanam hriddeshe arjuna tishtati. This particular Brahmana chapter is called Antaryami Brahmana. So you see, they see consciousness in this earth, in this planet, this mother earth. So for them, the planet is mother earth. So whenever the Upanishads and Vedas say Deva or Devata, so you must remember, they are not seeing the outside, what is the physical form of that. They are seeing something beyond that, then they salute and worship it. So when they say one Devata, supreme being, is there in this earth, it means this earth is considered as the product of manifestation of consciousness. This is something very special you must understand. It's not only Prithvi, there is an elaborate discussion. Yo apsu tishthan, yo antarikshe tishthan, yo vayau tishthan, yo divi, yo aditye, chandratarake, akashe. So, edasya va aksharasya prashasane garge suryas chandramasau vidhridaus tishtataha. You see how deeply they understood. Their experience, it is their experience. We don't know how to conceive it. Even to conceive it, for us it is very difficult. Because we see only the outside developments. We have a short sight. We only see our benefits. That is coming just in few days. We only see our life stability. We won't see beyond that. So you have come here for this conference is also for that. You want to know what developments takes place after this. How the environment is affected in our life. So to understand this, you must understand our culture very deeply. To understand the culture, you must do research on our cultural textbooks. So then, there in the Upanishads, there is another insight as given is that the comparison of this physical body and a tree. It is very interesting. Because the rishis have seen the life in the tree much before the science proved it. Science only recently said there is life in the trees. But the rishis, they experienced it. So in Bhagavata you can see when Shukadeva Rishi was going for sannyasa, he renounced the world and he was going for the sannyasa. Then his father, Vedavyasa, he was calling him back. So then, who answered it? Not Shukarishi. Yam pravachandamanupeta krityam dakshayano virahakadara ajuhava. So he was so much disturbed. Only one son he is going to forest. So, who answered it? Not the sugar rishi, but the trees. That the sloka says, trees answered that he is going for a good purpose, leaving him alone. You don't worry about him. Taravopi netuhu. So this is something that our connection between the physical body and the trees. Yatha vrikshasya vanaspatis tadhaiva purusho mrisha yad vriksho vriknaha rohati mulat navatara punaha. When you compare, you can see that this physical body has everything the tree has, and tree has everything as the physical body has. There is water inside the tree, the liquid, that is our blood. And the outside skin of the tree is our skin. And the leaves, our hairs. And inside the tree, the stump and all the other parts of the tree is our bones and things. So they are comparing it. And then they say, you feel happiness and sorrow, pain. The tree also has happiness and pain. So this comparison you cannot find anywhere else. This is in the Upanishad. This is Brihadaranyaka Upanishad I was quoting. The 3rd chapter and 9th part of the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, last slokas. There the Rishi Yajnavalkya is comparing himself with the trees. He says, I am everywhere. So this is the connection, how they felt. Now you know about the all-pervading experience of a jnani. So jnani sees himself everywhere and experiences himself everywhere. So that is the ultimate achievement of the life, which we call as moksha, jivan mukti. So he experiences in such a way that he feels himself in trees and mountains and rocks and everywhere. So this thing you can see in that 3rd chapter, 9th portion of Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. And in another thing, Chandogya Upanishad, it's also same thing, is compared to Jivatma and the tree. Asya saumya mahato vrikshasya yo mule abhyahanyat jivan shravet jiva payedavava ida kila mriyate na jivo mriyate. You see, when you have some problem in the body, you go to the doctor, and if there is need for operation, you do the operation. Sometimes the leg is cut, and sometimes the hands, or whatever, wherever we do the operation. The same thing happens to a tree also. He is comparing it. So when a branch of tree is cut, the tree leaves because it has the prana as the life. Like that, the 2nd branch, 3rd branch, 4th branch, it sustains its life. The same thing happening with ourselves. So this is the feeling they have with the environmental connection. So this you can see, if we see our body, if we understand our body, mind, we can understand others' body and mind. So even the tree and others. Okay? I think now I conclude with a couple of sayings and one important point. Only the Hinduism has connected science and spirituality. No other religion could do it. Okay? Now, how they connected? This we don't know, so we are unaware of that. We are ignorant of that. You must be knowing that there was a case filed in Tamil Nadu High Court. The 27th August 2017, there was a declaration by Justice S. Vaidyanathan. It says, our tradition and values passed down to us from our rishis are not wrong belief. This is a court declaration you can see in the newspaper, Chennai edition, The Hindu, 27th August 2017. They are scientific, rational, and logical. That is why they worshipped nature. Referring to the 5 elements worship, he says, referring to the 5 elements worship, we started the subject from there. He said, it is not at all irrational. When nature gets the sun city, it will not be ruined. Thus, nature was well protected in those days. However, in the name of rationality, unfortunately, we have to say, we forgot all these factors. And religious taboos were violated. And the result, we can see what we are suffering now, what we are worried about. This is the declaration of High Court, Chennai. So now we need is a new development, renewed study of the scriptures or the culture connected to our life. So I suggest this to all of you. You see, without culture in the sense I again repeat, that is lifestyle. You need a lifestyle which is based on certain philosophy. Why it is so? Because we are starting and we have a certain end. We have to finish our life. Finish in the sense in one birth. So whatever we do, we practice, it is reflected in next generation. It is reflected in society. It is reflected in the nation's development. The sustainability of the next generation is based on our lifestyle. We have to understand this. Now you see, the agriculture land is disappearing. In Kerala, it is in dangerous situation that agriculture is completely vanishing. Only you can see some examples. And what we are doing is, we are building big buildings. So the next generation, when they appear, they will see only buildings. They have shelters, definitely. Beautiful houses you can see in all India, because we used to travel in all India. So we see beautiful houses in Kerala. So people ask us, how they are very rich. They build so good houses there. I say that is their weakness. They want to show themselves by building beautiful houses. Now, you see the purpose. Purpose is only they can use 1 or 2 rooms. The other rooms left dirty, and if they want to clean, they have to engage a servant. And the agricultural land is gone. You see, once the agriculture land is changed into buildings, you cannot change that land again into agriculture farms. Because when you demolish the building, the waste of that structure will not be good for the agriculture, that you know. So we can see, we can foresee, because we all have some imagination power. If you imagine, after 25 years, the next generation will appear, what they will see, they will not see any agricultural land. They will be afraid of food. They will be in trouble for food. And even now, the paddy is cultivated in outside Kerala, and there also it is changing. So what is the problem with us? We want to show ourselves to this limited life. We are not even seeing our children and grandchildren. We are earning money. Financially, we are stable. But you know the stability of financial, what is the financial stability? It is not a stability at all. We need food and shelter. Finance is secondary. If there is no food, you have crores of rupees in the bank. The last year, you know how it happened. The 1,000 rupees was just piece of paper. See, it can happen because this money concept is only for our convenience. There is no money can be changed into life, or it is connected to life. The food is essential for life, not the financial background. We must understand this. So this is our situation. We are polluting the river because we are building the factories and other things for the more production. We are dumping the waste in the river. Now the next generation when come, they will not get drinking water. We are polluting deeper. So this, if we understand, we will understand our culture, and I am very glad to be here in this conference, because at least we are together thinking about these problems. There will be some solution. We will find some solution. If you understand this, then that is the betterment of life. So I conclude with these words, and I thank Dr. Ramanathan ji and other organizers of this conference for inviting me here. With the blessings of our gurus and acharyas, the shastras, and mother, Amma, so I could convey few words, share few words with you related to Shastra. Thank you. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudashyate Purnasya Purnamadaya पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Pranams. Thank you.